What is up? What is up, my good friends, family, and extended. We'll call people extended family. What is up, RSC peeps? It is week 26. We're getting into playoff predictions. It's your boy Bas Radala, and joining me on the desk, we've got our hodgepodge cast crew of Shirley, Curly, and Mo, otherwise known as Ships, Laban, and K-Flip. How are y'all doing tonight?
Hello.
What's up?
Yo.
Wow, that is it. Come on now. There's
Hello!
no livelihood. There we go. There's some actual excitement. I mean, come on. We're talking about playoffs here. We're not talking about, it's not a game. Not a game. Not practice. We're talking about playoffs.
Should I be screaming? Should I be screaming?
Are you still in playoffs?
Yeah, I'm not in playoffs yet, but yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, it sounds like you should at least be semi-excited.
Imagine
I'm
being in
definitely a
playoffs.
little.
Crazy. Well, I won't keep us waiting too long. It's going to be it could be a hit or miss day. We don't know how long this is going to take as we're getting through 4 tiers of playoff predictions. We'll just kind of get rolling into it pretty well. We'll start talking about good old Tendy, our lowest tier of the week. Rob, we have instead... Right, you drunk man. We have instead this graphic because they don't want to be on stream. Crazy. Podcaster doesn't know how to podcast. That's insane.
Man, I'm nervous. I'm shy.
So, first off, I just want to point out it is insane that we're looking at Dagon being in finals again.
Weren't they just there last season?
They won last season.
They won last season handedly. I mean, they literally mopped their way through the playoffs, got to the finals, and I believe they won on aggregate of like 24-3 or something like that.
I did do that.
I think it was 28. I think it was actually like 28-4, but yeah, it was
it was nuts. It was like an absurd beatdown, and they hit their win percentage record where they looked like they were, god tier. All 3 of their starters, I believe, got promoted. Shattuck definitely got promoted. Tech is definitely in Chally right now, or Prospect, sorry. And then
Should be Chally.
Don't
Sugar Biscuit
play these Eagle that much.
Is Sugar Biscuit in Prospect, or is he still in Tendy?
I believe he is. Actually, I don't know.
I think they only returned one player.
I can't find them.
You can't. Oh my goodness!
I found them. They're in Prospect still.
I was gonna say, why don't you just go to staff bot input, go to contender, and type in.
I found them.
Dagon.
Oh,
listen! I found them.
That's wild. So yeah, they're in Prospect. So all 3 of their main starters got promoted. They left the team. They were in total rebuild mode. And then they turned around and said, hey, it doesn't matter that we set the win percentage. It doesn't matter that we're starting from scratch. We're just going to rebuild, be better than everybody else once again, beat the win percentage record in back-to-back seasons. And now they're here against Gluttony. And before we start getting into the nitty-gritty about player stats and everything else going on, how is everybody feeling? Do you think it's going to be Dagon, or do you think it's going to be Gluttony taking home this contender chip?
I would like to say Gluttony. I always like an underdog, but realistically, you have a team that went 49-7 throughout the season. So my hope is Gluttony. Realistically, I'm gonna have to go with Dagon.
Yeah, like I do agree with you. And the fact that like Gluttony even 2-2 Dagon, I think that was on stream as well. But honestly, I do think Dagon are a little too strong. I have Dagon winning this as well. But you see in the semifinals that Dagon got a 4-2 win against Dread, who squeezed their way into playoffs. But like, I don't know if that's Dread putting up a big fight or if that was Dagon falling off a little. So we'll see what happens. I still have Dagon winning this, but like I wouldn't be too shocked if the Gluttony won.
Chips, who are you? Well, I guess you guys didn't even give me like a numbers prediction. It's a best of 7 series. Who's taking it? And Laban, go back to you. What's your prediction?
I'm hoping it's a close series. I think that, like K-Flip was saying, Gluttony had 2-2'd them earlier in the season. I'm going to go with a 4-2.
4-2
possibly
in
a
favor of
4-3.
Dagon?
Yes.
All right.
Possibly a
K-Flip.
4-3.
That was my exact thing. A 4-2 in favor of Dagon.
All right, Chips, who are you taking and why?
Gluttony in 5.
Gluttony in
Ooh.
5. Ooh, why? Why are you picking Gluttony?
Hold on, I just had it up. Where'd it go? There it is. Gluttony. If I'm looking at stats, uh, it goes, and this is score per game. I'm just looking at just raw score per game. It goes Heartless wins on Dagon, and then Sky High score, star, and then star rate. Oh no, I am way off. It goes Balto Storm, then Heartless wins, then Sky High score, then Star Racer. So the Gluttony team has 3 players, or yeah, 3 players in the top 4 of score per game in this matchup. So speaking is difficult.
I think you overlooked a player here, my man. We've got Lorak from Dagon, who's also averaging, what is it here? Points per game, looking at 364.2. So it goes
I did
Balto
skip him.
Storm,
That's
Heartless
on me.
wins, then Lorak, then it should go, where's it at? Sky High Score, then Zach the Bull. So, and then Illusion Chaos. Like, nobody on Dagon is below 52 in terms of SPV. And all of them are averaging incredible stats. So, like, I
Yeah,
guess for me, I have to say it's probably going to be like a 4-1 in favor of Dagon. I think it's going to be, I don't think it'll be as big of a beatdown last season. I mean, I think the best matchup we saw last season was in the semifinals on the Solar side, because what that went the distance, didn't it? I think that went to all 5 games. Does anybody know off the top of their head? I can pull that up real quick if I need to.
I think that went to 5, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
Because I think Tech was telling me that matchup was a lot closer than the finals. Let me pull it up here. Season 17. Oh, that's right. Dagon was in Lunar last season, but it did go to 5. It went the entire distance against the 2 seed Ionic.
so they won in Lunar, swapped sides, and now they could possibly win in Solar.
Well,
That
Contender
would be
doesn't have
wild.
Contender doesn't have any conferences, so
Right.
Still
They
kind of
just, I
funny.
think it's just the way they put it for the bracketing, because they technically in the bracket there's like a solar and lunar side for season 17.
Galactic domination for Dagon, maybe?
Universal winning.
Universal doesn't matter. They're taking the dub. So we it is nice though to see from what everybody's been telling me that the 2 best teams made it to the finals this season. Last season, like I said, the best matchup happened in the semifinals on the lunar side. But this season, the fact that we're going to get to see the best matchup on stream, I think is a win for RSC in general, because no longer are we talking about, one team getting absolutely steamrolled like last season. I'm not going to say names. I'm just going to say, like we talked about the difference in scoring. But this season, I think for sure it's a win that we're going to see just the 2 best teams duke it out on stream in a best of 7 series. It'll be solid.
Especially with 2 of the best teams, best of 7 series. That gets in people's head. The 7 games, going full
Mhm.
7. I mean, that 4 games, that's a lot of games. Let alone if y'all go to 7 games. That's gonna be a lot. So it could go either way.
that being said, I do like the addition of the having semifinals be best of 7, so you could get used to that experience. So I think they're going to be a little bit more prepared for that situation.
So I will say I just want to take a small little segue to talk about that real quick. I'm not a huge fan of the best of 7 and semis, and I just want to put out my explanation for it. So when we were setting up streams, right, like normally, or at least it might have only been that one night because everybody, like, we started later. I think it was 10:50 is when we were supposed to start, but we had to wait for that finals, figure out who was going to be in it. So I had to hurry up and
Talking
make
about the amateur
graphics.
stream.
The amateur stream, yeah. So like I had to hurry up and make graphics for it immediately after I found out. Like I was mashing refresh on ball chasing to find out who won before they score reported. And then even then, like we had to then hurry up and find like a replacement caster because it was too late for one of them. So like it really pushed everything back in a way that I don't think works for that match day. I think for everything else, because we start significantly earlier, like I believe Monday stream starts at 9:30. Uh, it should be fine, but that one stream was really rough. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I guess if that would be a consistent a consistent like problem or like issue, I feel like the only like major like thing we could change is just like the stream like pushing like the match times back for like the semifinals or whatever. Just to make sure that the streams don't go that late.
What do you mean pushing? Like you mean
Or
pushing it back later in the season?
No. I meant did I say it later? I meant earlier. I meant push the time.
Early.
Push the
That's
times
why when I
earlier.
said
Okay.
when you were saying later, I was like, that's even rougher
My
because
fault.
it's gonna
My
put a
fault.
strain on it.
We're running
I mean-
late. Let's push it further back. Maybe that'll fix it.
Yeah, well,
I
we'll
mean-
make it even later. That'll totally fix all the late problems.
I mean, even then, it's kind of rough for Amy though, because entire playoffs in a single night. That's a lot of games to play. It's the
Right,
only issue
and
with that.
that's why I wonder if like best of 7 for some. Like when I'm looking at next week, Monday's going to be Tendy and Prospect. We're going to see your finals for both tiers on Monday, back to back. But it starts at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. So
Yeah.
for everybody else, that's like scrims time. Like you're wrapping up your scrimmages normally. So that's not terrible. It's a good timing, I think, personally, for me. We get the matches going. Second matchup's at 10:15, so it's still earlier than your standard lineup. And then I don't know if it's going to be 45 minutes between those two series, because you still kind of want like a small break, maybe use the restroom as
Mhm.
caster. But 45 minutes is going to be rough, I think, for getting potentially 7 games through.
True. I mean, 7 games. That's 35 at the very earliest. Rocket League 5-minute matches. That's without taking into account goals, time in between matches.
Right.
Typically,
Like,
if you go to game 7, that's gonna take possibly an hour 15.
if you say 8 minutes apiece, right? 8 minutes per game, I believe is what somebody figured out the average was. So like 8 minutes per game, and you're talking 7 matches, that's 56 minutes standard, doesn't include time in between. And then, like we're still going to talk about graphics and stats and whatnot between. So there's that could potentially push the entire stream cycle far later than we expected. And I get people want to play best of 7, they want to play more, but shoot, maybe next season we might have to shift that and maybe
9
go back
o'clock
to best
start
of
time.
5.
See,
9 o'clock start. It's possible. They're already halfway through scrims.
true. See, my thing is, I'm fine with that because it allows an opportunity for the prospect finals. It's gonna allow everyone to watch it. Matches typically end anywhere from like 10:30 to 10:40. It's the only annoying thing about contender being at 9:30. People are gonna be in scrims who are still in playoffs or getting up to playoffs, and it's gonna be hard to watch. But at least that prospect one everyone should be able to watch it at the very least, like 3 of the games.
Well, and like if you want to get your watch party going, like I know when Amy finals were going on, I casted the first match, had already been driving my fiance off to work, and then I was able to rejoin the server, and it was like there was like 20 people from the bakery
Yeah.
just chilling, watching the Amy's, like rooting them on. I don't know exactly how many people the other side had, but like
There were a
people
lot.
like to support
I
their
was part of it.
franchise. What?
Yeah.
How was the other side going?
It was about like, I'd say around like 10, 15 people on 7 Deadly Sins server. I was
That's a
among
lot
them.
of support. I mean, that's
Yeah.
3-4 teams worth of players coming in and saying, "Hey, we're going to hang out, support our team, and potentially, congratulate them after the matchup." So I think, especially in terms of building a community, this is something that we'll have to talk about more in depth later on, especially in the Serious Suggestions channel. But sorry, I kind of segued us a little bit out of this this 10D matchup. So we talked about general who we think's going to win and like where we think the final record's going to be. Chips, do you want to start us off with who you think is going to be the MVP of this final series?
I think Gluttony wins this match off the back of Sky High Scorer.
Okay. Why do you think Sky High Scorer is going to walk away with the MVP title?
All in the name.
That's all
Hey,
I know
listen,
what that is.
name buff is real, okay?
Name buff is real. Name buff is
Yeah.
real. Laben, who are you taking to be your MVP coming out of Contender?
Yeah, so I picked Dagon
Finals
to end up
MVP. I
winning the
should say
entire thing.
finals MVP.
Yeah. I picked Dagon to win the entire thing. I think it's gonna end up being. It could be so many people on that team though. They have such a solid lineup for what they have. I mean, we're looking at a 85.4 or 95.9 RPV for Heartless wins. But then you have Lorak with the 76. But even then, going further down, you still have Zach the Bull and Illusion Chaos right there too. So it just really all depends on
I'm hearing a
who's
lot of names,
doing
but I'm
work.
not hearing a prediction.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. My point is that it could be a toss up for any of them. I may have to say Lorak though. Dude has 63 goals on the season. The only thing is Heartless has 68. I think it's gonna be a toss up between those two, but I'm gonna go with Lorak.
Dope. K-Flip, who are you taking for your finals MVP?
I'm basically on the same wavelength as Laban in the fact that like all three of like at least the starters are gonna be like a toss up between like who's gonna be the one. But I'm also gonna go with Lorak being MVP
So
just because
much
like
fence sitting going on. What is good? Where's the juicy the audio
Bro,
sound
you
bites?
just pick one.
well, I'm picking Lorak mostly because he is the out of the out of Heartless and Lorak, who have like the top two RPVs on the team, Lorak has a better shooting percentage, so I'm basically just going off of that.
Okay, fair enough. I personally, if I'm going to be selecting an MVP candidate, I'm going to be picking Lorak, and it's not because I've played with this person.
Oh,
Totally
brother.
not. I'm picking Lorak exclusively because I've seen what their personal pop-off potential looks like, and while they may not be, the main person always going in and out of every game, getting 1,000 goals, their ability to turn around and say, hey, I've put up 63 this season. It may not be the 60 that's leading the team, but I can easily pop off for 3 this match or for 4 this match, depending on how well we click. It's somebody that I believe their high and their peak are so high for their tier that they're likely going to distinguish themselves in this do or die situation.
Fair enough. Can I change my reasoning real fast?
Yeah, 100%.
I'm still picking Lorak, but I've changed my reasoning to because I love the Lorax, and it sounds like that. How about that?
All right, so moving on to the next category. So we've covered the viability of who's going to likely win and who's going to take home the championship. We've talked about who our MVP is going to be. Do you what's your wild card? Is there anything that you guys predict could potentially be just something that would be unpredictable, or would be something that you would not expect that you think might happen?
There's something I would not expect. It's probably if Gluttony sweeps. Because like Dagon have been obviously the strongest team all season, and if they get like swept, like embarrassed out of the finals, then that would be the most shocking thing to me.
I think, for me personally, I think a much more viable possibility that just is really hard to predict is I think one of these players, it happens every season, somebody DCs. Somebody
I was
has
just
bad
thinking that.
ping.
Yep.
And I'm not trying to put bad juju on the series. We didn't see it in Amy this season, but somebody in the lower tiers, like they just disconnect. They just can't play. We saw it in
It's all in the script.
2's League. We saw it in the the rival finals. One of the players was averaging like 240 ping through the back 3 games. I think if that happens, the RNG gods just step in and say, hey, by the way, this player, you're cursed the whole series. I think that could theoretically throw everything out of loop, because if it's a Gluttony player, they're already playing from effectively behind right now mentally. They're going up against the win percentage best team in the tier, or best team of all time, I guess I should say, in Contender. If one of their players gets 240 or up ping, or one of, it could potentially swing it towards a 4-0 sweep for Dagon. But I think that if like Lorak or Zach the Bull or Heartless Winds, one of their starters gets that ping or that DC, or they're grounded and can't play, we've seen that happen before. It could potentially swing it totally in favor of Gluttony, and I think that would be kind of an interesting storyline to see through the series.
Yeah, I mean, what? So last season, AMI finals, we had Kakashi. That happened to Kakashi.
Yeah,
I
he
forget if
DC'd
Power
out of
went
one of the
out
games.
or if DC'd. They ended up going on to lose. What
No,
was
they
it?
won.
That
They
game.
won. They won. They lost
I
that
know they
game, but
won
then
the
they won
series.
Yeah.
They won the series overall. Did he miss the next game too, or was he back by? I think that was like
think-
game 3.
I think he was back for the next game, because I'm pretty sure I messaged him. I was casting that match,
Mhm.
and I messaged him and I said, "Hey, buddy, you gonna get back here and play for your chip?" Or like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "My power went out. I'm sorry."
letting him play.
Yeah, I mean, either way, that's fully possible. I mean, stuff happens all the time. Whenever we're talking about internet, whenever we're talking about computer issues, it happens all the time. It's nothing that you can control. But what I would like to see is I would like to see one of the Gluttony players DC, one of their starters DC, like in terms of wildcard
Yo.
things, but them still being
Wow.
able to make that run, whether he comes back
I'm
or
over
if
here
their
like,
fourth is able to pop
let's
off.
not have somebody DC.
No,
I
no,
don't
no,
want
no.
That juju. And
Listen.
Laven's just like, "Come on, Fugal, let's make it happen."
One of these
150
guys, get him
ping.
out of here.
Listen, I'm not saying I want it to happen. I'm saying if it does happen, I want to see either their fourth man or see the person who DC come back and they still win the chip.
It's happened, like you mentioned it last season. It happened with Kakashi, so it's
I know.
definitely not out of the ballpark. And on any given day, any given player, any given team can pop off. So we've seen teams that were the 3 seed or lower win a chip. Season 16 Warrior. I always bring this one up because I was a part of it and it's the easiest for me to talk about. But 8th seed Swiss Swindlers knocked out the Wasps in the first round. Absolutely, threw everything for a loop because they were a 49 win team. So
Yeah.
it's always possible for the 1 seed to, I don't want to say they get the ego going, but something happens and they're like, we're going to squish this bug, and then they get stomped on and it's like, oh, well, shit. There went our chip.
Especially when you're playing against still the number 2 team in contender, still the
Mhm.
second best team in contender. Anything can happen in either best of 7 series or someone's ego gets a little too inflated and they just have too much confidence. Too much confidence can hurt your team in the long run.
Is there anything y'all want to talk about for contender, or do you think we're all pretty well wrapped up?
I'm pretty happy
I'm-
with
I'm
what
pretty
we
good.
disclosed.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and swing into the next tier for the night. Let's talk a little bit about Prospect here. Let me get rid of the... Nope, that has to stay. Need the title card, don't need the tendy box. I'm pulling double duty again. I miss HUD already. Oh, man, he'll be back. I know he'll be back. But,
Maybe.
all right. So looking at Prospect still has their semifinals to be played. So we have a little bit more to work with here. On the solar side, we've got Darkness and Earth, the 1 and 2 seed respectively, going in. And then on the lunar side, we've got Pepperoni Pizza and Bakrug. First off, want to clarify. Bakrug making it this far is a flabbergasting thing to look at.
Because then they go like
Yeah, you're telling me.
13
They
at one
3-1.
point.
Yeah, they were getting blasted in the regular season, and now Tech Force team 3-0'd Envy, 3-0'd the number 1 team Spaghetti Scouts.
We don't
And-
talk about that one, okay?
We're gonna talk about it. I distinctly remember a certain couple of guys using an F word on stream.
Whoa. We don't talk about that word. That's a bad word around here, okay?
Is it the word?
The what?
Is it the word?
It's not a swear
I
word.
imagine not the one that you're thinking of.
No, there was
I think
there
it
was a
is.
week that Tech and Rob, like I'm like, oh, I could see the Spaghetti Scouts making it all the way. They look like a dominant 1 seed, and then Tech Force just like, fuck it, they're frauds.
There it is.
He just it's clipped somewhere. I have it in my mailbox from like
Yeah,
4
you
people.
sent it to me after the podcast.
Yeah, they messaged. I got it 4 times. 4 people messaged me and were like, "Dude, did you see Tech 4?" And I'm like, "No, I totally wasn't live with him at the moment."
Oh man.
But
Ah.
it is wild though that Sparks, who are making a tremendous run after redoing their team and signing Slolo and who else? They signed somebody else, I thought,
Yachty,
for
I
their
think.
prospect team. Who?
Yachty?
No. Trav.
Oh,
When they
right,
did
right.
their total rebuild, they signed Slolo and Trav, and then they went on like a 27-9 run to label themselves as like the second best team in Lunar. Like, it was insane to follow. So the fact that they got bounced by this pepperoni pizza team, like we already talked about earlier in the podcast, this pepperoni pizza team could be that championship caliber team. But the fact that they just 3-1 the Sparks, who looked every bit the championship contender as well, and then Bakrug's now in there. I think Lunar is the most interesting side for me by far when I'm looking at this bracket.
Oh, I mean, 100%. You have, let me pull this up real fast. I mean, you had the number 1 team and the number 4 team ranked in terms of record. Yes, Pepperoni Pizza had a better record than the Sparks, but you know, the Sparks were on a run. They were having a fantastic season. Pepperoni Pizza did end up 16-4 heading into playoffs, so they had a lot of momentum themselves. Just came off of a 3-1 against Spaghetti Scouts, and from there it seemed like they just took off, and it seems like that momentum's still running with them.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I honestly think the Lunar Semis is going to be really good because it's the two teams with the most amount of momentum. Pepperoni Pizza is the only team. Actually, no, that's the only team. Actually, no, it actually is both of them. Both these teams in their last 5 matches of the regular season, they both went 16-4, and that's unreal. But also, like, the fact that Bokrog basically managed to get here by miracle, because basically on their last match day, they had to sweep and pray that other teams didn't do well, and it somehow worked out. And now they're on a sweep run, and it's insane.
It's gonna go all the way to finals.
I wouldn't mind seeing it.
Whoa. Hold on.
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
No. Hold on. Chips, did you just say you think it's good that sweep run's going to go all the way to
I don't
finals?
think they drop a single game.
Holy shit.
I am with them there.
Wow.
I think Bokrog are gonna sweep Pepperoni Pizza.
So that's
I-
okay. So
I
I'm
can't
glad-
agree with that.
We're going right into the predictions. We're just going to roll right into it. You're saying Bakrug's going to 3-0. Or sorry, 4-0.
Yep.
Pepperoni. Okay. You got them down hot at the right time. That's fair. Laben, you obviously said you didn't agree. So who are you?
No, they're
from
crazy.
The Lunar side. Who are you saying is going to take the win?
Listen, like I said, I wouldn't mind seeing Bakrug making the run to the championship. In fact, I think that would be a great storyline, let alone seeing a team come from behind like that. I love an underdog story. However, I can't see them beating that Pepperoni Pizza team. Even though they were, they're the number 3 seed, if I remember right. Gosh dang it, I have to keep on flipping
Yeah.
through these.
Yes,
Even
you
though they're
do.
only the number 3 seed, they're still a fantastic team. They still put up one of the best records all in Prospect. And I don't know, even though they're a story run Cinderella type situation team in Bakrug, I think that Pepperoni Pizza is gonna take the semifinals 4-1.
Okay. I think you're nuts. First and foremost, I don't think it's going to be a sweep, but this is probably one of the most dominant underdog teams I think I've ever seen. So yes, they got super hot in the back of the regular season matchups, but I think the big portion, the fact that they've walked through Envy, who was not a slouch team, don't get me wrong, even though they're the 4th seed in Lunar, they were no slouch, they were a solid team. And then the fact that they 3-0'd the Spaghetti Scouts, it's nuts. Like, we're talking about a team that is currently 22-4 in the last few match nights. They are absolutely cruising through the some of the toughest talent we've ever seen coming out of Prospect. And the fact that they're going up now against the Pepperoni Pizza, I think this is a viable option for Bakrug to go 4-2.
My thing is that, like, Pepperoni Pizza, they do look strong. They do look dominant right now. but like Bokrug did have a little more work to do. Plus, like if you're wondering where Sugar Biscuit is, he's right here on Bokrug. Like Sugar Biscuit and Tackers are still part of the that Dagon team from last season. So like they seem to be like a really good it seems to be like a really good playoff roster. And Tech's ego's going through the roof as he wants to get that lower tier sweep going on.
See,
It
here's my
would be
issue with
nuts.
that. Here's my issue with that is that Pepperoni Pizza has been one of the most consistent teams throughout the entire season. They've constantly been towards the top teams of prospect since what 4 or 5 weeks ago. I can't say they're gonna lose to Bakrug. Even though I wouldn't mind seeing it, I don't know if I can put Bakrug ahead.
Fair enough. So we talked about Lunar. Let's talk about Solar. We've got the 1 and 2 seed coming out of Solar. We've got Earth and Darkness. I'm just going to get us kicked off here. I think Darkness is going to walk away from this 4-2.
I have my exact opinion.
Chips,
Yeah.
any same opinion or different opinion?
I'm just checking who's on the rosters right now. That's all.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Look at you not being prepared for the podcast
I
you
know,
found out
right?
you were going to be a part of not even like 2 hours ago.
Exactly, I know, right? It's unbelievable.
As soon as you agreed, you should have instantly known everything you wanted to talk about on this podcast.
Okay, we both know that's unreasonable, especially when it comes to me. Come on now.
Fam,
But
I
now
didn't
you
know
know
I
I've
was
just been
insane when
free
I
play.
got on this podcast, and I'm the one who hosts it.
We both know I've just been in free play this entire time. I mean, what? Anyway, I'm probably gonna take Darkness on this. Either way. I mean, you got Shazam Poof. I'm not gonna. Oh wait, no, sorry. Shazam Poof is on the other team.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's what we should do. I should just stop putting up the graphic when we get to Premiere, and while we're talking about Premiere, I'll just I'll 1v1 you on stream.
Oh please no. Oh, I beg. Actually,
Yo,
you know that sounds kind of
I'm
fun.
down.
Not
Anyway,
you,
you got.
Chips, you sweaty man.
What do you mean? I have like 3 hours.
You're like a master player. I don't know what you want from me.
I can play ones. I'm like diamond.
Anyway, so what I was trying to get at when I said Shazam Poof, you have a Bayonnaise who's been in prospect, if I remember right, for a little bit, but consistently above average in prospect. I would like to see them win.
All right, but what's your prediction?
I'm guessing in Game 7 though. I'm guessing 4-3 in favor of Darkness.
I think
Okay.
so. In my personal opinion, like I was a Bayonnaise' teammate in season 14. He's been in prospect for that long, at least. I think he's actually been in prospect before that as well. But like he has so much experience in prospect that I think it's finally time for him to win it. Because I actually, okay, spoilers, I actually have Darkness winning it all. But
Ew.
but yeah, I have a Darkness
Gasp.
4-2 win over Earth.
How do you spell a Bayonnaise?
So let's talk about, since I'm going to use our like community prediction here. So as a group, I guess Chips, did you ever give us a Darkness versus Earth prediction here?
I don't think I did. I think I agreed with the first one, the 4-1.
The 4-2 in favor of Darkness.
Yeah, the 4-2.
Fair enough. Well, let's go ahead. We're going to talk about it as if Darkness and Bakrug make it to the finals.
Well, you know my answer to that one.
I think that's going to be a tough one to really talk about and really kind of hammer out because, like, you know what? I'm willing to send it. I'm just going to say it's going to be a 4-1 in favor of Bakrug.
What game did they drop?
Ugliest Tech 4 any day of the week.
Listen, I agree in the Lunar side winning, but I know that we're talking about Bakrug. I think it's gonna be Pepperoni Pizza. But if we are talking about Bakrug, I'm guessing Game 7. Game 7, Bakrug wins. Yeah. I think no matter what, the Lunar team is gonna come out on top. Nothing against the Solar division conference, but based on what we've been seeing, I don't know if I can put anything above these two teams.
Fair enough. Cave Flip, between Bakrug and Darkness, who are you taking?
I have Darkness in 7. So
Mm.
my reasoning behind this is because Backrug are gonna have the momentum after beating Pepperoni Pizza. They're gonna be hype, and Tech, he likes to get hype every matchup. He posts like a whole like Backrug like gif to the lower class every time he gets a series win, and but I do think the Miracle Run is gonna be stopped by Darkness being the number 1 seed, and I think they're gonna take it.
All right.
It's gonna
all right.
be a really close
I,
matchup, but I think
I
Darkness take it.
I don't know if you can base it just on the number 1 seed. I mean, you see what they did to my team, Spaghetti Scouts. They swept them.
And I will say Tech 4 and Sugar Biscuit are championship pedigree. They've won before. They don't have the nerves that get shook on stream. So I think it's very doable to see this Backrug team walk through the finals.
You
Chips,
can't
who are you
2-2 at
taking?
best of 7.
Yeah, you can't do
Oh my gosh.
I'm still going
The
Backrug
2-2
in
curse
4.
is absolutely real.
I will say though, like, shout out to just a quick shout out to Pepperoni Pizza. They were reigning champions last season, and for them to have like almost a completely different roster and just still make playoffs is crazy.
I thought Rob
Well-
wasn't here.
Well, it doesn't matter because they're gonna be back-to-back repeat champs. But since y'all think Backrug's gonna win, I mean, gosh.
So we talked about and Twitch. So let me know if I got the music up too loud in the background. But we talked about who's going to win or who we think's going to win. Between Backrug and Darkness, do you see a player from either of these two teams really setting themselves apart as the finals MVP?
Actually, yeah.
Come on, y'all. Same topics every tier. Come on, man.
I know.
I was thinking.
Gosh, dang, this is tough because, I mean, you got so many good players on each team.
I mean, I got mine.
I've got mine. Chips, you're going to get us kicked off here.
I think it's gonna be Jazz Magic.
I think with 0.3 better SPV, slightly above on that prospect SPV standing, I think it's going to be Tech 4.
See,
I'm totally not saying that because he's a normal caster here. I'm just, I got faith in the man. He plays well.
I would say Tech 4, but he did call my team fraud, so I'm gonna go with Jazz.
Was he wrong, though?
Was he wrong
No.
though?
He was definitely wrong. He was definitely wrong. I meant to say yes. He was definitely
How?
wrong. Just because you lose in the playoffs 3-0 does not take away anything that you've done in
Takes
the
away the
regular
chip.
season. Takes away the chip, yeah, sure, but it doesn't take away any of the accomplishments you had throughout the season.
Wrongful or criminal deception intended to result in personal gain. I think
Like
that,
the
I think that
definition of fraud?
classifies as fraud. Yeah, it's the definition
No.
of fraud.
No, I don't think it is. I think you're batshit crazy, but
Probably an accurate statement. I mean, come on, I'm running a podcast for a volunteer group. I'm kind of crazy.
yeah, I think we all are. I mean, I'm volunteering much of my time for a volunteer group, so
I do think, though, I think realistically, like, Tech 4 does have pop-off capabilities. He does focus on some really basic plays. Like, he's not out there going for, like, the meckiest things you've ever seen in your life. He's going out there to make very consistent standard plays.
Fundamentals
that are,
merchant.
Fundamentals. He's making low-risk, high-reward plays, and they pay off very well, especially in high-stress situations where you have less moving parts, so it's going to result in a much easier shot. And I think that that's going to translate to the pitch in a way that we'll see going into the finals. He will be unaffected by being on stream, be unaffected by some high volume shots that are going to come out of some of these more mechy players, people like, Sinbury, who's going for far more up in the air shots that require solid precision and movements that could theoretically be thrown off if you got a little bit of the jitters.
Yeah.
dead silence.
It's hard to. I'm speaking facts. There's like 200 languages, and I just chose the one, the one everybody listens to.
Yeah,
So,
there's
mean-
no disputing that.
I mean, in reality, if he didn't call my team frauds, I would probably say Tech 4 for pretty much the same reason,
you're
but
saying
just
you're
to
a
spite
hater.
him, yeah, actually, that's very accurate. Love you,
Love
Tex.
it.
Hate you sometimes, but
Absolutely. Hey, we love the haterade that goes around here. It's okay. All right. K-Flip, did you pick a potential MVP from these two teams?
Nope, I did not. But I was gonna just give it to Abenes because he has look at the stats. He has like if it all depends on if Dagon's defense are gonna stay strong during the finals. 'Cause if they're not, this guy is gonna punish.
Dagon.
I
Dagon.
meant Bachrook. My bad.
it's the same team,
Same
basically.
franchise. Yeah.
These if statements, I need a hard, set, foundational statement. I need you to stand on it, my man, so I can either praise you for the
Stand on
accurate statement,
business.
or I can come at you and be like, "Hey, bro, you're an idiot. You were wrong as
But yeah, Abenes, shout out old teammate. He during the regular season he had 80.3 RPV with 62 goals and a 40 shooter percentage. I think that he will be the catalyst on offense, and he's just gonna tear down the defense of Bachrook.
Wow. All right.
In
Shit,
reality,
we agree that's Tech, right? We agree. Oh no, you said. Hold on.
he said Jazz.
Yeah, I said
Jazz.
Jazz.
DJ
In
Jazzy
reality-
Jeff.
In reality, it's not going to be any of those people. It's going to be Cage Kami on pepperoni pizza, but y'all.
If you're wrong here, I'm going to be in DMs.
I know
I don't think
you're
you'll-
my DMs anyway. I don't know what you're talking about.
I
You're
know,
always
this
blaming
will
me
be
for
clipped.
something.
I'm gonna literally come back, clip that, and be like, "Hey, was this you?"
Was this
You
you?
basically did that with my prospecting with the spaghetti
Yes,
scouts,
I
okay?
did!
So it would not surprise me.
I'm all about it, man. I'm all about it. I want that smoke on a daily basis.
I
But
know you do.
I think that wraps up Prospect pretty neatly. We talked about, who's going to win, who we think is going to make it as MVP. I don't think there's anything new for Wild that's going to be like Wild Card that's going to be coming out. I didn't see a fourth man for any of these teams that's like a flash in the pan microwave coming off the bench. So if y'all are ready, we can move right on to Master.
Yeah, let's
Yep.
move on to the team that I don't know.
That's
Imagine
my
not
tier.
following
I'm learning.
about the other parts of
I'm
the
learning. I'm learning. I have 7
So-
teams. None of them are Master or Prem, okay?
Master and hold on. Master, I believe, and Prem. No, Prem's already through into semis. Master though hasn't played any of their games, so we've got 4 matchups. Let's just start off, and we'll kind of shorten it down here to Solar. We'll start off with Eggplants and Basilisks. For winners for these 2 matchups, and I want to clarify, I'm not going to glaze Rob. I love Rob. He's a great guy. But this team got hot at the right time for Master. I mean, we're talking about a team that was kind of middling in the beginning, like in the middle of the season and towards the back end of the season. They've absolutely just been going ham. They're 16-4 in the back 5 going into playoffs. And the problem for the Basilisks is they're the exact opposite. They were towards the top at the beginning of the season, and they've slowly stalled and actually fallen. They were at one point in the top 3, and then they fell to 5th, and now they're 7th in the total for the tier. They barely made it in. They were 3 games up from the next team, but like they're the lowest winning percentage you could make it, So I think between like a team that's really hot and a team that's kind of not right now, I think we're going to see the Eggplants probably steamroll this and go in 3.
I agree. Who's on that team? Gav, Dolfino.
Gavalanche is a monster. I don't think
Yeah,
people
Gavalanche
realize
is
like Gavalanche is probably one of
kinda
the
nuts.
meckiest people I've seen in RSC by far. Like, he killed it in 2s. I think I don't know if they won Prem. No, they didn't win Prem because it was Anti and oh my god, I'm drawing a
Anti
blank.
was there. Anti won.
Yeah, Anti and somebody else won. I can't remember his teammate. It's criminal because his teammate was absolutely a god. But Gavalanche is a killer in terms of like mechs on the ball. And then you talk about the fact that his team, him and Ghosty, went into a 2s tourney in Boston and made it to the finals. They were playing at the same time as the actual RLCS matchups, trying to get a $500 payout. So
Oh, was that the SSG tourney.
I think that was the SSG tourney that was going on at the time.
I was
But-
thinking about going to that, but the finals.
Well, it was in the same arena, buddy.
Was it?
Yeah,
They were saying it was at the hotel down the road. What do you?
No, that was day one. On day two, when they did the
Oh, okay.
finals, it was in the arena where RLCS was being played. It was upstairs. You remember where the meet and greets were
Yeah,
for
yeah.
the teams?
No,
it was up there.
I went in that area plenty of times.
It was up there.
Okay, well listen, I was too
meet Avalanche's
busy.
parents because of it, actually.
Listen, I was too busy watching Vitality kick some butt. Okay,
True.
and
But,
scream my head off as usual. But
K-Flip, you've been kind of quiet for this year so far.
I've been waiting.
For this matchup, who you got?
Okay, I know we all say it, but Eggplants are #1 team. They're pretty dominant, but like, all right, I gotta be the guy. I gotta cope. It's my franchise, and plus, someone's gotta take down Rob. Someone's gotta go against Rob here. Basilists are taking this 3-1.
Okay.
you say take down Rob, like Rob's a threat on that team.
Like
You got
Rob's
Avalanche
totally not
Delfino.
riding the bench right now.
Yeah.
Rob's like maybe 10 games.
Rob's team.
8 games. I checked. He's played
That's
8 games.
Hey, to be fair, getting promoted from elite to master is one hell of a jump.
No, I believe that.
Eh,
But like also
it's
like
alright.
I honestly, because like I'm pretty sure last season Basilists were #1 and they got set out first round, and this is like this could be kind of the retaliation for them. Yeah, sure, they do roster or whatever, but like I do think they have the capabilities to do so, especially with a little bit of momentum after sweeping on the last match day. And yeah, sure, I am still coping because it's my franchise, but I like if there is any upset, I do think it might have been this one.
Laban, did you give me a prediction?
I have not. To be fair, I don't have anything like too drastic to say. I mean, even though Basilisk, my first home, Force was my first home. I AGM there for 2 seasons. I can't see them beating this Eggplants team. I mean, they're playing against Delfino and Gavalanche, 2 of the best players in Master. You got Gavalanche, who's just a menace on the ball, and then Delfino's just there to back up Gav and do what he's got to do in his spots and make plays. So I can't see a team beating the Eggplants.
Fair enough. Well, I think it's everybody.
Oh, Zippy's their third. I knew we were missing
That's-
someone.
Well, that takes care of that matchup. It looks like as a group, we've kind of all picked Eggplants, so mentally I'm going to go ahead and mark them down as moving on to the semis. Sorry there, K-Flip. Sorry, buddy.
Listen, you're getting my treatment with the pepperoni pizzas, okay?
100%.
Yeah.
Moving on to... I'm actually going to jump across to Lunar, because we're going to talk about the Heinous Henchmen and the Fed of Forges. K-Flip, I'm going to have you start us off there.
Alright, I actually do have Heinous Henchman win this 3-1. I don't have many reasons, because I honestly haven't paid that much attention to Master, but like, seeing as they are the #2 seed, I actually have seen throughout, as I'm a power ranker, like, as I was power ranking, they have been like, kind of steadily like top 3 for like, pretty much the entire season, so I think their consistency is going to continue.
For sure. I mean, and they're 11-9, which isn't anything to really scoff at in the back 5. The Fed of Forgers, though, they're actually the second worst back 5 in the playoffs. They're actually 9-11. They've actually been struggling quite a bit right before they came to the playoffs. So I think your prediction's fair. I think 3-1 in favor of Heinous Henchmen is very likely. Chips, my man,
Yeah,
Mr. Master himself.
yeah, that does be my tier.
Who you taking?
I got Feta Forgers in 5.
Fed of Forgers with the upset in 5. Holy cow. Why? Let's hear it. I want to hear you articulate your statement here.
It's not that complicated. It's more just like playing. Since Master, you play every team once, and so from the one time we played both of them, it was harder to deal with the Forgers than it was the Henchmen. Granted, our team cap is like way below what it should have been.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And they do, I believe, have the highest SPV player in this matchup. They do have, what is it, CRDBL.
Incredible, I would assume.
Incredible, yeah.
And credible. Got it. I mean, he is the highest SPV player in this matchup, 69.6. Though I will say Honk equals Bonk is not too much further behind at 67.7. So it is similar, but Laben, who are you picking?
I'm gonna have to go with Heinous Henchman. I mean, I'm not completely sure how, like, the way that these matches typically go based off the stats in terms of the RPV and anything like that, but we're talking about a higher level of play here. We're talking about one player, sure, getting a bunch of stats, but from what it seems like, one player isn't gonna make the biggest difference. Yes, they're gonna have an impact. They are gonna have an impact on the game, but having one good player like Feta Forgers have, I don't know if that's gonna push them over the edge to win the series. I mean, Heinous Henchmen have all four of them play. We have Z-Dog and I believe it's Palo Soul. They typically split games, but everyone's around that, like, 50. You have your one player Honk Bonk who's in the 70s. Other than that, everyone else is in the 50, 60 range. Pretty solid player for the tier. I think overall it's going to create a more balanced lineup, which is going to push them over the edge to win. And I think it's going to be in 5. It's going to be 3-2 Heinous Henchman.
Okay, fair enough. So we've got a prediction from Chips. We've got a prediction for everybody. I believe that puts Heinous Henchman in terms of our dashboard here at 3-1. And yeah, I think that's a good point. We'll move on then to Tempest and Huakayas. Laben, you have to start us off here.
Oh no, why?
Because I said so.
I was too busy figuring out about
Care Bears
past
and Chimeras.
Okay, wait, what's the other name? Oh, gosh dang, I switched down to Tempest and... Okay, thank you. Huakayas. There they are. Okay. Ooh. Those are two pretty solid lineups, though. Interesting. This is a tough one for me to judge. I mean,
well, you
Jackson
have to.
I'm trying, man. You got Jackson the Boss, Netero, Neoblasts, and Swax over on Tempests, which, from what I've seen, that's a pretty good lineup. And then you got Bosco, Isaac, Timbo, and Westby. Listen, I love Bosco. I love Jackson. They were part of the Force when I was there AGMing. Both very solid players. But I don't know, man. That Tempest roster's looking real nice.
Tell me who you pick so we can move through the people.
You gotta keep on interrupting me, man. I'm gonna go Tempest 3-1.
All right. I'll go next. So I think you are missing a very big part here. So when I talk about the Feta Forgers being 9-11, being the second worst record, or the last 5 for playoff teams, the Tempests actually have the worst. They're 8-12 coming into this playoffs. And then on the opposite end, the second highest are the Huakayas at 15-5. So I think this is going to be a part where we talk about who's getting hot at the right time versus who's really kind of cooling off right into the playoffs. And I think Bosco's team here, especially with Isaac 13003, Isaac's been absolutely insane in the games that they've played. I believe they're averaging they're averaging a 112 SPV through 34 games in Master.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
And they are.
Yeah, as you can
they
see,
are averaging legitimate Himothy numbers going into the playoffs, and I think that that's going to directly translate to what you see results-wise on the pitch between these two teams. Buddy. Yeah, he's going. Good luck to middle premier to upper premier. Good luck, but for sure, I think with how these two teams are who's getting hot and who's getting cold, we're going to see, I believe, a 3-1 or even a 3-0 in favor of the Huakayas.
Here's my issue with that is, getting hot in the right times, but playoffs is a beast, man. Do or die. That pressure's going to get to some people, and I know that.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think we're going to see a 3-0 in favor of the Huakayas. Cave Flip, who are you taking?
I'm going to inverse with you. I am going to say it is a 3-0 for the Tempests. So
3-0 for the Tempest. What
my
are
reasoning
you
behind
smoking? And can I get some?
Hey,
Want some?
my only reasoning is for this is that like yeah, Tempests they had a pretty rough last 5. I'm just gonna chalk it up as they had a bad last week because they actually got swept by the Basilisks, which is why I mostly predicted them. But yeah, I feel like during the like they're gonna prepare for the playoffs. So just be like, all right, we ended it kind of rough. Let's get it together and work our way toward playoffs. Especially with their GM Shamu on that team, because Shamu's been around since literally the beginning of time, and I think he's gonna lead their roster. He's gonna help their team out like dramatically.
Fair enough.
And I think that they're just gonna be ready against Hokai's.
Chips, who are you taking?
I have Tempest being shown the door by the Llamas.
My man, that is the ultimate like flip. I was like, he picked Tempest? Oh my god, I got Alpha Class. Okay, there it is. Got it. Sure. Okay. Fair enough. So
I think this was the most split decision we've had so
Yeah, I
far.
think we've
well,
had-
I was gonna say we're in unfamiliar territory because now
Yeah,
we're
we
at
are.
2-2, and we need to figure out a good way to make a tiebreaker here.
The 1v1.
First ever
The
Rocket Soccer.
1v1.
Get in here, boss.
If I have to make a lobby here to settle this with a 1v1 for predictions, I'll do it real fast. Let's
Alright, bet.
see here. Private match. Create private match.
How have you added, man? My
No
gosh.
way. No way.
Add me real fast. Laben 12.
Laben 12?
Yeah.
Got it.
Dude,
All
I'm a-
right,
I'm a console pleb.
I'm going to put it in. I don't have you guys added into the roll, so you guys can't see. I'll put it into the chat for the lobby info once I make it. Let me change
I'm definitely
this
losing. I'm playing
to-
against an oldie player. No, thank you.
I also just can't play, so
That's fair. You should be able to, I mean, do you want to watch just through the Twitch stream or do you want to watch it in game?
I
Just
don't
make it a quick thing. Just do like first to 3 or something.
Yeah, we'll just do first 3. Let me hold on real quick. Let me go Meteosaur, or no, actually I need to add this in as game capture. We'll do Rocket League 1v1. I need to pull it from capture a specific window. Give me a second, Laban. I'm getting it all set up so that our viewers can watch this real fast.
I believe Laban.
Meanwhile, I got my I got my teammate in the chat, hyping me up.
Window.
And
Yeah, that's what I like to see, Blaniac.
and your old teammate, the voice call.
And my old teammate in the voice channel. From my old franchise.
All right, so y'all will be able to see this from my POV. I'm going to put this. Let me put that there. Let me slap this behind. Let's see. Why is the divider down there? That actually should be up here. All right, that looks a lot crisper. Can everybody see that? Nice and neat. Can Twitch channel see that? We're all set. Everybody's good.
Yeah.
Wicked. All right. I'll go ahead. I'll take the Radalas, and you can take the Sturmo Stars.
Gosh.
What is this?
First to three.
This is a weird podcast, I'd say.
I'm
We're
absolutely down.
spitballing.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, what a kickoff!
I can't score though. I have no
You
boost.
didn't score?
Pads.
Bro's all defense, no offense. Can you believe what I'm looking at here?
telling
Excuse
you,
me.
five
I still have the
saves.
second
He's
amount
getting
of.
those saves. He's
I have
getting
the
he's
second
getting the
amount
record.
of goals in
Oh, there's one.
rival. No, not yet. Told you.
I was counting the save.
Whoa.
You're not
Okay,
saving that
Blaine.
one though.
Okay, Blaine.
Is my
Excuse
video
me.
at
Laban's a temporary
144?
storm player
Can
right
I
now.
not change this to 160? I need to get that back to 165 FPS. That was ooh.
Give me a second. I'm in shambles. My palms are sweaty. Yeah.
Knees weak, arms are heavy.
Oh, brother.
To be fair, I've been in free play for I don't know how long. My palms are genuinely very sweaty.
Ooh, there it is. If anybody knows from playing with me earlier in the season or playing against me once ever, I am terrible at kickoffs. Look at that.
Meanwhile, 50s are kind of my thing.
Where's the air dribbles at? Where's the mechs?
Nowhere, because I am the least mechy human being on the planet by far.
That's not true because I'm in the call.
Have you seen Moose play the game?
I played with Moose, and I'm pretty sure I played with you last night. No, I played with Skullsy, that's right.
I'll say it was not me.
Oh, wow.
You love flicks like that?
Oh my, what a...
No!
Like-
I missed the pad again! How do I keep missing these pads?
Come on, Laban. I believe.
One more.
Ooh, the dive. What a dive.
Kinda had to. Didn't really have a choice. No, that. Gosh dang it! No recovery! No recovery! Don't do it!
And there it is.
There it is. All right, back to the actual podcast discussion. Let me turn off the 1v1.
Tempest.
We
not
gotta
Tempest.
finish this at some point.
All right.
Because I feel like it'd be
The
an
llamas
interesting
are moving
1v1.
on.
All
I
right.
do think it'd be an interesting
On for
1v1.
it.
Tempest versus Huakaias. We're gonna go ahead and put Huakaias moving on to the next round. Care Bears versus Chimeras. I think it's kind of a 50-50 split from everything I've looked at in terms of stats, then in terms of who's been hot and who's been not. I'm gonna just go ahead and just wing it and say Care Bears in 5. Anybody, Bueller, let's go.
Give me a second. I'm checking the stats again. I was kind of in a game.
I think Care versus
Imagine
5 is
not being
valid.
fast.
Chimeras is Fridge's team,
Bruh.
right?
Yeah, it is.
And then wait, Care versus Chimeras is Fridge's team. And
Yeah.
Care Bears is Marcus.
So I don't know too much about both these teams. I really don't. I know Fridge. That's about it. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
these
go with
two-
Chimeras.
This is honestly probably going to be the closest matchup, which makes sense considering they are the closest two seeds. And
Well, and they're
I think
the same level of heat coming in. They're only like a 1-game difference, so it's like
right,
who do you pick? You know?
yeah.
Can we all agree it's gonna be a game 5?
I think it's going to be a game 5 for
Uh,
sure.
I think it's gonna be
I think it's
Oh.
a sweep either way.
a sweep either way.
Yeah.
Well,
Interesting.
hold on. Who are you predicting is going to get the sweep, though?
You see, that's the thing, though.
No, see, that's what we need so we can finish up
hasn't
the
thought that
podcast for
far.
the night.
He hasn't thought that far.
Where is it?
Pick Chimeras, obviously.
They tied in season 2, so I can't even cheat that out.
Come on now. Somebody, anybody. Bueller, we got
Care
predictions around. Care Bears. All right.
Care Bears in 3.
Care Bears in 3. I've got Care Bears in 5. Laban, who are you picking?
I already said Chimeras in 5.
Chimeras in 5. K-Flip,
Yeah.
who are you picking?
I got Chimeras. I got Care Bears in 4.
Care Bears. I
Let's
was
say
going to say, we don't need another
another
1v1 real
1v1.
fast.
No. I had predictions before the stream started. I had Care Bears in 4.
All right, so we've got in the solar side then Eggplants versus Care Bears. I can't not pick the Eggplants. I glaze them far too hard in their matchup against the Basilisks. I have to pick Eggplants over the Care Bears here in probably a 3-1 dominant fashion.
I mean, I'm in the exact same spot as you. I did the exact same thing. Except
Best of
I'm gonna go a
4. So I keep forgetting it's best of 7 now. 4-1. Sorry.
I'm gonna go a step further than you though. I'm gonna go Eggplants in 4.
Eggplants in 4. I've got Eggplants in 5. K-Flip, who you got?
So I know that we're picking Eggplants. I actually had Basilisks in 7 for the semifinals, but since we're going Eggplants, I would say Eggplants in 5.
Eggplants in 5. Chips, do you pick anybody other than Eggplants here?
Yes, actually.
Oh no.
This is my upset match.
Dang, why?
I just think that if any of the Care Bears watch this and they're just all they see is just Eggplants getting glazed over and over again, it's gonna feel something inside them that just they're gonna want it more.
Okay. Well, as 3 of us all picked eggplants, I'm going to put them in my finals bracket here. I don't think I can just doodle on the stream. I might be able to... Well, I'll just ignore that for now. So in the lunar semi-final side, we've got a best of 7 then between Heinous Henchmen and the Huikais. I'm going to go on a limb here, just because they've got literally Himothy of Master at 112 through 34 games. I'm going to pick Huikais. Yeah, the soon-to-be Prem promo. I'm picking the Huikais to go 4-2.
I'll agree with you.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna agree with you. I think Heinous Henchmen, after a big series win against Feta Forgers, I'm gonna go with them. Heinous Henchmen in 6.
Heinous Henchmen in 6. All right, K-Flip. Who did you predict?
So, either way, if Tempest or Warkayas win that series going to the semis, I do think Heinous Henchmen are still going to get them in 5 for either team. So I have Heinous Henchmen in 5.
All right, so we have a 2-2 split. How do we want to handle this?
I'll be the tribute.
K-Flip, you're going against Chips, I guess.
I'm funny right now.
Well, it looks like that's a forfeit. If there's any better way to win than domination, it's through forfeit.
Oh my gosh.
No, you know what? I will give it to you. I will go ahead and just split the tie and say y'all are probably right. It'll probably be Heinous Henchmen. As much as I want to see Huikais win, I'll move them into the finals. So we've got Heinous Henchmen versus Eggplants.
Another 1-2.
I think we already saw that matchup, didn't we?
They had to happen in season because we all played each other once.
I'm pretty sure that happened actually pretty recently. Let's see. They played Hell. In terms of...
Oh yeah, they win 3-1 in Eggplant's favor.
I think it goes similar. I think it's 4-2 in favor of Eggplants, and they take the chip.
I'm gonna go in an opposite direction. I'm
course
guessing
you
Game
are.
7. Listen, I'm not trying to. I just saying what I would like to see. You know, I've been riding eggplants. I've been saying I've been saying that eggplants.
Somebody clip it. Clip it. This may be Laban's last chance at being actually ostracized from the community, but like make it happen.
No. I've been agreeing that eggplants gonna dominate. I think it's going to come to an end. I think that it's going to be Heinous Henchmen in 7. They did lose.
That, please.
Please don't. I did say that the Eggplants, you know, they've been chilling, they've been rolling, and I know that Heinous Henchmen went down 1-3 when they played.
Well,
However, I think they're going to do their homework. I think they're going to be ready for them. I think they're going to win it in 7.
All right, K-Flip, who are you taking?
So originally in my predictions, I had Heinous Henchmen and Basilisks in finals. I had Basilisks beating Care Bears.
How did you predict Basilisks to be the hottest team in Basilisks?
A little biased.
Yeah, but okay, whatever. But like, if I had Basilisks in finals, they were going down 4-1 to Heinous Henchmen. But if Eggplants do make finals, I do have them in a Game 7. A Game 7 win between Eggplants and Heinous Henchmen in favor of Eggplants.
Okay. And then, Chips, who you got?
Let me paint a picture for you guys. It's
no.
Grand Finals.
Oh boy.
Game 6.
There we go.
You got Zippy on the back line looking for a demo. You got Gavalanche with the ball in midfield going up for an air dribble. Who's it? It's a...
Delfino?
Delfino, he
Delfino.
comes in later. I need someone from the other team.
Oh.
It's just anyone from the other team going for a challenge. And then out of nowhere, Delfino flying from the ceiling gets the demo, and Gavalanche just scores the open net top 90 to win 4-2. to win the game 4-2 and to win the series 4-2.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. So we've got 3 of us all predicting the Eggplants are going to win. Laban's opinion doesn't matter here, apparently.
No, it does not. 'Cause I'm always on the losing end. And Blaniac did, in fact, clip it and send it to me.
Wicked. Blaniac, send that to me. You've got
Please.
my.
Yeah, I'm gonna
You
get that
can
clip
easily.
too.
My DMs are always open. Just Bas Radala. That way I can put that in our things to recap later on.
Oh, great.
RSC memes.
RSC memes.
RSC memes.
All right, but that wraps up Master pretty nice. Well, actually, no, I almost forgot.
MVPs.
MVP.
MVPs.
If we're saying Eggplants are taking the dub, I'm saying Gavalanche.
I mean, I'm going to agree with you there. It's either going to be Gavalanche or Dolphino, but I'm going to go Gavalanche.
I'm the same.
You in favor of Eggplants, and they take
It's gonna be Gava.
Blaniac, thank you for sending that to me. I
can't
absolutely
believe
love you
you.
for that.
Listen, I can still threaten to cut you. I have all season, even though roster lock has happened.
Yo, we got beef.
I've
Beef.
been threatening him with a
beef.
cut every single week. Nearly every single match day.
Sounds like
Mods.
you shouldn't be GM anymore.
Mods.
All right, so 2 of us have said Gavalanche. K-Flip, who are you picking?
I also say Gavalanche. He just has like
Damn it,
overall
you're right.
he has the highest points per game out of the 3. I think he's gonna like I'm not gonna say carry, but lead the team.
He carries Rob. Don't worry about it.
Well,
I think
all
that-
3 of them carry Rob.
That's true. But I think that wraps things up for Master, right?
I
think
think
so,
so,
yeah.
yeah.
Finally, we can move on to the sweat tier. We can move on to the tier where,
The Capos
people
tier.
leave because the competition's not good enough. It's so weird. Anywho, let's talk about Premier. They've only got the semis and the finals left to play. On one side, you've got the Crooked Capos and the Tarbage Grucks. 1
I hate
versus
that name.
4. The Crooked Capos? Yeah, it is a pretty bad name, to be
No,
fair.
no, the other one, the other one, the other one.
Fair enough, fair enough. So for a little bit of math I did in the background for Premier, I have the Crooked Capos absolutely blowing the Tarbage Crooks out of the water here.
The worst the Capos did this whole season was a 2-2.
And even though the Tarbage Crooks made a mid-season trade to pick up Prada, and they have been, still absolutely stellar. They're 81.3 on the SPV, and he's 87.9. They look like the most incredible dynamic duo we see in the league. But I think the fact that you've got Monster, Wolf, and Fusion Bleach all rocking the same tier. Fusion's a really cerebral player. He understands the game very well. He's a coach for quite a few different people. I think they're going to figure out the Starbucks Crux team and just kind of walk their way through probably 4-1.
Galacos
Awesome.
on that team. Who let that happen? How was it for him?
Boss, how are you always on different pages here?
Well, it's
I'm
because I'm normally right and you just have me wrong a lot.
See, I know what I said about Master. I know I said about that balance
Oh,
team is
wow.
going to make a massive important.
I shouldn't have
is
tried
gonna
eating food while Prada was called me
be-
out.
I know that I said that the balance on a team is going to be super important for these 2 tiers, but I mean, we're talking about the GOAT of RSC, one of the greatest players of all time to touch this league in Ante.
Moose? Oh,
No,
yeah,
in
Ante.
Ante. I mean,
Wow.
I can't take anyone over Ante. I'm about to see Ante win for I don't even know how many times anymore. So I'm guessing it's gonna go to a. They're gonna win it in 6.
All right, K-Flip, who are you taking away?
So, I originally had crooked is it Capos or Capos?
It's the
Capos.
Premier winners.
Capos.
Capos. Yeah, I originally had crooked Capos 4-0 in this matchup. But I gave Tarbage Grux
Wow.
they're gonna go Tarbage Grux to go out 4-1, just because we saw if we go back over to contender, Dagon obviously the most dominant team, but then the number 5 seed who squeaked in here, Dread, like they put up a 4-2 loss against them. Like it was still a bit of a fight, and like obviously this doesn't mean much. I'm just saying that like the bottom teams could still put up a fight against the best team in the league. But I don't think it's gonna be strong enough for the Capos. I think they're just gonna be too strong all around, and I have Cricket Capos 4-1.
Okay. Chips, who you got? You're gonna be the contrarian here. You're gonna pick ThePreJump.
No, I'm not.
Oh, great. Yet again, I'm all by
It's rough because Boog
myself.
McCrug and Prada are both in the chat and being like, bruh, you can't, how dare you, we're going to prove you wrong. And the worst part is this might actually be mental ammunition that might actually affect the outcome of the series.
That's not
That's why I like
our fault.
And there's that mental ammunition we were talking about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I think we can. So for at least the purposes of this podcast, we're going to move Cricket Capos into that final series, and on the other end, we've got Hurricanes and Interstellar. And I'll just, I guess, get us right into it. Like,
Please do.
when I'm looking at the Hurricanes, I'm looking at Interstellar. Hurricanes and Interstellar are both 13-7 in the back 5. They're both within 2 games. You know, Hurricanes are 38-18. Interstellar's 36-20. So they're not separated massively. Interstellar does have Cruncho, who is ripping an 81.7 on the SPV, but Hurricanes have Evil, who's 81.3. So it's, and then they've got Leonis, who's 67.4. So like realistically, when I'm looking at these two teams, and then you got Wicked at 77.5. They're very even, and I think this is one of those series that can go the distance and see potentially go all the way through 7 matches. But I'm going to go ahead and probably say Interstellar in 6, going 4-2.
Wow, looks like we are finally on the same page. I mean, you're looking at these two teams, both of them 13-7 heading to playoffs in the last 5. Both of them, I mean, Interstellar is 2 games behind overall in the rankings, in the season record, 36-20 versus Hurricanes 38-16. That's too close of a margin to swing it one way or another. Looking at the rosters, however, I'm gonna go Interstellar in 7.
Okay. K-Flip, who did you predict?
I'm throwing a Hail Mary here. I have Hurricane sweep.
Hurricane sweep.
I know
That's
it's a bit of a
insane.
shout out, but like, yeah, these teams are pretty close. But like, the main thing I'm basing it off of is that the three starters of Hurricanes have a better average RPV among the 3 of them compared to Interstellar. Like that doesn't really say much, but like, I don't know. There's just something about this like Hurricanes team that's like speaking out to me. Like they could make like something about like they could make like easily go to
Flip,
finals.
I think any predictions that you get wrong should be added to your middle class win-loss record.
Oh, go there. Oh my.
I will say, I did just go and look at what they did when they last met each other. Hurricanes 3-1 when they last met during the regular season. It's not changing my decision, but
we still have one person left to vote here. Chips, are you going to split us and go 2-2 and say Hurricanes, or are you going to say Interstellar?
I'm gonna say Hurricanes in 6.
We have a split vote again.
Great. My favorite.
How do we want to handle this? Because we 1v1 last time on stream. Chips, are we going to 1v1 on stream here?
I mean, we could.
If you want to, I'll start booting it back up, and then I'll just send you the lobby info, and then we can figure it out. Should be real quick. We'll just do first to 3 again.
First to 3.
I fully anticipate I'm going to lose here, because I feel like Chips being a master player is probably outside my abilities.
That's 3v3. This is 1v1. I can't get off.
Buddy, Laben point blank told me they're not a ones main, and Laben could have beat me there probably.
I told you the same thing.
I'm just saying, it's a good chance. There's a real good chance. See, this is why normally on the podcast we have 3 like people, not 4, because then there's always a split, or there's always a tiebreaker. You know what I mean?
See, but 1v1 is a cool way to settle it, though.
Oh, 100%.
We bring ideas. We bring the creativity.
Let's see.
Rob just brings his team, and that's it.
I will say, if I pick up 1 pad on each of those plays, I win.
There it is. There's the hindsight Herald.
Yeah. There's my
The
little dose of
Hindsight
copium.
Herald. All right, so I just went ahead and created the lobby. I'm gonna go ahead and message it to you here. So it is there. Just sent to you, Chips, so we can get this 1v1 going. Let me go ahead and turn on my handy dandy Rocket League import. Boom, life's good. Everybody can see that. And now we're gonna watch me probably get absolutely manhandled by Chips.
And here's where I lose.
Bro, you're about to. What do you mean? You're a master player. You better just absolutely dominate me. Not to mention, I am terrible
Hey, yo.
at kickoffs. Oh, what a brick. Man, if Moose was here, this would be way better because then I feel like Moose would talk so much crap to Chips.
Probably.
Well, dude, you know he would be straight up just, man, Chips really has been letting us down all season. Now he's going to let us down on this 1v1.
Not far off from the truth.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, what a hit by me. Wide open goal for Chips, and bang, there's the 2-0. I'm getting destroyed.
Over under on this ending before 4 minutes.
I think it's plus 50. Yeah, especially with that kind of a kickoff, 100%. Oh,
I trolled. Wait, where are you going?
I wanted the boost. Oh, there it is.
Let's
I think I
go!
said plus 50. All right, so that wraps up our Rocket League nonsense.
Hurricane to the finals.
So,
Let's
Hurricanes to the
go.
finals. So now we're looking.
I want to point out that
Boss, you disappoint me.
Boss has been against Storm twice now in these 1v1s.
I have, and I'm 50-50. I'm splitting the diff here. But now we're talking Crooked Capos and Hurricanes, and I'm. What's up?
Nothing. Bad joke.
That's absolutely wild, you old man. No, but Crooked Capos, Hurricanes, final matchup of the night. Crooked Capos look like that team. Like, they look like that dominant team, and I'm gonna have a hard time not picking them. I mean, they're 44-12. Like, they're 15-5 in the back five.
They 3-1 them in season 2.
Yeah, like that's. I'm picking Crooked Capos to go 4-1.
I mean, if we're saying they're gonna beat the Tarbage Grux, I'm agree with you there. I'm gonna go Crooked Capos. We're gonna say sweep.
We're talking against the Hurricanes.
What?
We already
You
said Crooked
confused me.
Capos beat the Tarbage Grux.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm saying if we say that they beat the Tarbage Grux.
I'm just Laban, I'm just messing with
I'm
you.
sorry, my brain can't handle it. I'm gonna go with Crooked Capos sweep.
Sweep. Wow.
Yep.
All
Call
right.
the sweep.
Kind of crazy.
Chips, what are you picking here?
Another game 6. Crooked Capos take it.
Well, at least there's not going to be another 1v1 to determine this.
Thank goodness.
Thank God. K-Flip, who are you picking here?
Hurricanes are going to pull a Season 7 G2 and sweep in the semifinals and then get 4-1 to the finals. Crooked Capos 4-1.
Wait, 4-1, then you just have the 4-0.
No.
They're going to go 4-1, then they're going to get 4-0'd in the finals.
Oh, gotcha.
No.
Gotcha.
4-0 semis and then 4-1 final. Like 1-4 finals.
Are they grab a game?
Okay.
Yeah,
They grab a game on their way out.
yeah. Hurricanes get a game, but Crooked Capos still take it.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, fellas, it's been an hour and 30. We've wrapped things up nicely. I don't think we've got anything else we really need to cover. MVP for Prem.
Yeah, about to
MVP
say,
for Prem.
completely missing that.
We
Almost forgot. So, look, if we're talking coming out of this Crooked Capos team, it's got to be Monster, right? Like, it could be Wolf, but Monster's been their main scorer. I mean, 64 goals, 44 assists, which is insane that they have the second most assists on their team. And then you're also talking about 75 saves. Not bad at all whatsoever. So I'm picking Monster for sure.
I know who I'm picking. I'm picking someone else who has a ridiculous amount of saves. Mr. Fusion Bleach. 52 goals, 40 assists. That assist number is crazy. But alongside with 86 saves, I'm gonna go with Fusion Bleach. Playing that overall, just good player. I'm gonna go with them.
All right. K-Flip, who you
I like
got?
the shout out for Fusion Bleach for having the most saves, but like, I don't think Crooked Cable's defense is gonna matter that much because I think overall they're just gonna have too much offensive pressure. Monster has 201 shots throughout the season, and
He a shooter.
Yeah, he's a shooter. Like, sure, he doesn't have that high. He only has a 31 shot percentage, which even that in itself is kind of not isn't even bad. I mean, to be fair, like it's still Premier. Like your shots are gonna get saved, but like still, they're so dominant that Monster is gonna like help them out with the pressure, and those goals are obviously gonna go, and eventually it's Monster with the MVP.
Okay. Chips, who you got to wrap things up here?
All right, now hear me out. Gallico.
Who?
Oh, they're fourth.
Yup. Because
Oh, you
as you
think
know,
something
the
wild's
Prim
gonna
has Prim
happen?
as no, just the MMR system for Prim was busted, and where they couldn't get high players, so almost like gave away everything else. And Gallico being a master pull-up fits that tier mid spot.
They've played one game all season.
Anything
Not sure if you saw that.
I'm trolling. It's Monster.
Okay, I'm about to say.
Well, I think that wraps up our predictions pretty well. Does anybody else have anything you'd like to talk about? One, like for the last thing, or am I good to call it and we'll get us off the air tonight?
I have one thing to say. We didn't mention this at all, but shout out Sloth for winning amateur.
I totally
yeah.
forgot. I was supposed to actually make mention, but yeah, shout out Sloth and shout out especially BB Comedian. For those of you who didn't watch that finals, BB Comedian subbed
Someone's gotta
in
check his
after they
PC.
went down. Yeah, they need to check that man for roids or something because he came in and he dropped 3 goals in the first 40 seconds of game 3.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Oh yeah, he came in and popped
I
off.
didn't get a chance to watch. I was in bed.
He
Had work next
walked
day.
in.
The VOD's up. You got to go back and watch that because
I might have to.
it looked like Buns of Steel were going, which, big shout out to Styx, Casca, and, the team. They're absolutely fantastic guys. I really thought they were going to do it. And then all of a sudden, boom, BB Comedian subs in, and it's not, it's nuts.
BB
It
rolled
went
in
to
and just
6,
asserted
but-
dominance in the Batmobile.
Also,
Yeah.
shout out BB Comedian for being the newest caster for Media Committee. But
Ooh.
yeah, we
Congratulations
acquired
to
some
them.
new casters. Tavish
some
has
new
been very
talent.
kind to send some people towards us.
Yeah, my MVP of that match though was like BB Comedian was good, but Icy popped off that series. Like he was on another level, and he wasn't even even during the regular season he wasn't the main catalyst. It was Ultra Sparky, but Icy was just something else. I remember watching it in the seven Deadly Sins watch party, and we all talked about how Icy is that the staff were just saying wow, Icy's not usually this good, but yeah, he popped off so hard, and they deserved that win.
Listen, the finals bring out the best in some players.
Really do.
It always has.
But if nobody else has anything else to talk about, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the podcast. This has been the pre-jump, week 26, talking about the first round of playoffs. Next week,
Chaos
we are
edition.
going to be talking about the some of the other finals that are going to be going on in the other playoffs. We'll be talking about Chally, Rival, Vet, and Elite. As we had to talk about these 4 since they're going to be resolving this week. Kind of important, get some predictions in real quick. But I've been Bas Radala. On the desk with me tonight has been MostlyLaben and K-Flip subbing in since the vast majority of the pre-jumpers are on vacay today. So thank you all for being here. Thank you all
I got
for
one question.
helping me through this. What's up, my man?
The pocket's name is ThePreJump, right?
Yes.
Did we ever score the pre-jump? Or did we score the goal on the pre-jump?
I mean, we're on week 26, so I think that's a goal. I think we scored. Does that count?
I guess it counts.
Okay, I was gonna say we lasted longer than the last couple podcasts by a
No.
mile. So I'm just saying, I feel like we did okay.
There's a triple commit podcast. Now we got a pre-jump podcast. We're setting some very bad rotational examples.
Oh
Oh,
my
100%.
god.
But
The
for
ball
those
chase
of you who
That's
joined
not,
us tonight,
and that's coming from me.
for those of you who've joined us tonight, thanks for hopping in. Thanks for watching. And we hope to see you next week on the same bad channel, same bad time. Take it easy.